We will now switch to the F996 and F997 figure carving bevelers to do the contours on the face. We will now do a lot of the hair endings on the ears and around the hair coming over the top of the head, and we'll do that with the F902 pointed beveler. We will do that, as you can see, very carefully, letting the tip of the tool dig in and form the ends of those little hairs that just barely catching over the edge where we beveled before. I'm forming these hair endings a little further apart than we did in the ears. We will do a lot of the detail work around the eye and also clean up some of the stamping, some of the beveling that we did here. We're very carefully rounding the eyeball, not pressing hard because we do not want to get it down in too deep and have it look flat. Very carefully just open up the cut and round it off. And now we can take the modeler and just sort of outline the eyebrow. Push down in the tear duct some. And that's all we want to do to the eye. We will also use the modeling tool to put some ridges on the horns when they get closer into the head. We will also use the modeling tool to round off the edges of the horns. We'll do this not only on the horns, but all the way around the edges of the head as well. I'm also using the modeling tool to mash down the inner part of the ear and put some texture in there with the edge of the tool. I will also use the edge of the modeling tool to put some lines and texture on the horns. Notice that the lines run with the length of the horns. Not deep, just slightly. Also putting some texture on the sides of the head. Now we will use the hair tool and do a lot of texturing with this tool. We can use either end. I'm going to use the smaller end to texture into the ears. Now these are rather long hairs, so we'll just start inside and pull it out toward the edge, or out to the edge. A little lighter on the top side of the ear with little shorter hairs. On the face, I'm going to use the larger one. Now you'll notice that here in the center we have a cowlick, and one good way to determine which way the hair grows is to realize that it goes in the way the water would run if there were rain or water coming down on the animal. Now these hairs are shorter, so you'll notice I'm doing shorter strokes and not as deep. Notice the direction of the hair now on the other side of the head. We are back to the swivel knife now, and we will use it to put longer hairs inside of the ears, as you see me doing here. These are longer strokes, and of course the hair inside of the ear is rather coarse. And we'll lighten up as we get out to the end of the ears. We will also use the swivel knife to do the coarse hair that's coming over the top of the head. And here again, notice the direction of the cuts going up toward the center here. We will also use the swivel knife to do some light cuts on the face. Not very deep, just kind of like scratching. I'm going to now use the swivel knife to do the cowlick, and these cuts are a little bit deeper. For the most part, this is all of the work that we will do on the head itself. Let's now do some backgrounding and some matting around the outside to make it stand out further. To do our matting, I'm going to use the matting tools number M655, M656, and M657. We will start first with the small one and do the areas that are in tight. Now, you'll notice that as I stamp, I rotate the tool. Doing that because we do not want to get a pattern. Now I will switch to the next size. And once again, notice that I'm rotating the tool each time. Getting as close as I can without going over the edge of the head. Now I can switch to the larger one and blend the two. Here again, please note that I am rotating the tool. For the areas in above the ear and between the horns in the ear, it's pretty tight, so we'll use the standard old A104 background tool. And these pointed little areas in here, and this is our finished Longhorn head.